Do you think that's the right attitude? I mean, we know now, of course, that body language doesn't necessarily fix anything, because we thought his body language would fix a lot of things for Nigerians. But his body language now isn't necessarily saying for a lot of people that he's sympathetic to what is happening. Do you think you should have done differently?
President Muhammad Buhari, is a man who has gotten self-dignity. He respects his principles, and then he has a code of conduct for himself. But I think he also needs to understand how to emotionally deal with Nigerians. He needs to be able to relate with them on the emotional level, and then come down to say, you know what, I understand what you are going through. I may be up there trying to fix things, but I also need to communicate with you, how I'm getting these things fixed. So I think basically it's an issue of communication. You might be having everything sorted out, in your ivory towers, but then how are the people understanding what you're doing? Are they in tune with you? And because if you miss that gap, you're going to lose the people. Like you rightly said, he's lost, a lot of, goodwill on the people's side. But then at times some of these things will happen so that we can, begin to understand the dynamics of politics and government, and then how these things interplay. But basically, Buhari, as the president of Nigeria, well, it's a very challenging time for him to be a president because globally things are not fine, and then Nigeria being under his administration, with the oil price falling and the dollars, basically I think it's a challenging time for him as a person, and he's trying to understand that. He probably not well in tune with what is going on because probably those around him are not giving him adequate information and not updating him on the state of the economy, which of course we'll have to blame on some
What if they are?
ministers. What if they are? Well, we're not sure. We can't just keep playing on probabilities. So basically, he's the one we voted into power, and then if anything goes wrong, we take it to his doorstep, and so he should be able to say, you know what, guys, I understand what's going on, but then, these are our challenges. It's high time we became honest, about the state of things.
Do you think things can get any worse? I mean, right now we're hearing of businesses folding. In 1 week, we lost 2 airlines in Nigeria, Aero Contractors, First Nation, completely shut down, or at least they claim to suspend operations. We're hearing of so many businesses just folding up. Smaller businesses are closing down by the day. Are things going to get any worse?
Well, they may just get worse if we don't quickly get to action. Many of the airports these days are dry. I was coming in this morning and things were pretty bad. We were supposed to fly into Nigeria yesterday. The airlines refused to work because there were no passengers. So it's across board. Business are falling. And basically, recession is about, the reduction in economic activities. So when people can't sustain their businesses, when, they can't afford to buy fuel to run their generators, if they can't afford to earn enough money to pay their staff, they begin to, reduce activities, and over time they fold up entirely. So I think things might get worse, they might also just get better. We just need to be optimistic. Nigerians have been known to be very optimistic people.
Trust me. We have been optimistic for the last year.
That's what I must appreciate the recent guests that were just here before me. They have the can-do spirit, the optimism with them. And I think that's what Nigerians should fall back to at this time. We should look forward to better times rather than just say, we think we're going to get, pretty bad, and messed up. We actually may just, have what we think happened to us. So we should just be optimistic, and we should believe that, this government is going to get things right, support the government, and at the same time speak up and let them know what's going on. Like, they were doing with the social media, let them know what's going on. And then, we can interact with them and then voice out our opinions like we're doing right here on this platform. And I'm sure that they are listening and they will get things right.
Well, I mean, we're seeing visuals just now of staff of Aero Contractors protesting. We're not just shut down. The staff apparently were being owed for 3 months. And the lack of payment of salaries has become sort of a Nigerian mantra now across even state governments, where civil servants can't even get paid their salaries. We're not even sure if that's what's going to happen by the end of the year, because you're saying, I mean, like most people actually believe that things may actually get worse. How many more scenes like this can Nigeria hold?
Wow, it's really terrible. I feel, because basically, being an entrepreneur, a young business person myself, I feel the pain. It's difficult trying to catch up. And then when you are trying to start up a business, and then things just seem to be getting worse. It gets stifled. Somebody was saying, Dangote Group probably lost $5.something billion US, within the last few months. If people like that, can feel the pains, of the recession, how much more people at the grassroots, trying to start up things. But I think, with what's going on around, we should just look at them from the angle that we can also do some other things on our own. We can be more innovative. Well, where I was, we were talking about two principles: so that you innovate or you die. So if you don't innovate,
so it's basically time to innovate.
In time to innovate, it's time to be creative and then do something. You might be surprised. Even out of this period, there will be very beautiful things that we emerge.
We'll take a quick break now. When we come back, we'll try and look at what those beautiful things could be. Talking about what Nigerians can do to survive the recession if things get any worse. We'll see you in a moment. Welcome back. I have here with me Joshua Oyeni, who's been talking about Nigeria and its sad recession. But we'll talk about some things that you probably are even doing now. I know you have some things, some ideas that you have with regards to small businesses surviving.
Yes. Basically, what we're trying to do, I'm a social entrepreneur, and so my business is basically trying to help other people, live better lives and be, a better version of themselves. And so, look at what's going on around. Basically, I decided to come in and then be a change maker and then also be a global difference maker. Basically, what I do is try to help young people and then, of course, people in the middle class have access to skills at no cost, small skills that they can use and then begin to get economic empowerment from those trainings. We teach them how to learn photography, how to bake, how to learn bag making, shoe making, and graphics and all the rest, so that they can begin to to tap into the other part of sectors and then get for themselves some form of skills and jobs. And so in the light of that, I host something called the Ambassador Summit, where I bring people to come and learn all these things from successful entrepreneurs. And I do that every year. And this week we're doing something very unique in Lagos, having like 3,000 people coming to learn for free, how they can be empowered, how they can be inspired. And that I call the Ambassador Summit. I convene that, and I'm inviting entrepreneurs from across sectors to come and learn that. So the thing is, what are we doing to make a difference? And so I am coming in that space to say I'm making a difference. And so I'm saying for young people, we know you are going through a lot. You can't pay for this.
So basically you're saying for young people now to get through a time like this, learn a skill is what you're saying.
Learn a skill and then, tap into opportunities around. Don't just sit put and say, the manna is going to fall from heaven. There are people who are doing things to help you out. Tap into the opportunities and then begin to help yourself as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, is it something that everybody can do? Because, I mean, there are people who might not have the time to go learn now. Or is that a short-term thing or more medium-term?
No, it's what I'm doing is over time. That's what I do, trying to help people. I'm going to be doing that on Saturday in Unilag on the 10th of September. It's called the Ambassador Summit. People are going to be coming to learn from around the country. People are asking us, are you guys not going to charge us for this program? We said no, because we believe that if we empower you, we can, have the multiplier effect. It's like train the trainer. That's what we're trying to do. And so we are looking forward to having these young people converge and learn the nitty-gritty of surviving in times like this.
What about people who already own businesses? What sorts of things can they be thinking about now? I mean, I know it's a hard time to survive, especially as a small business now.
Okay. You got to be innovative. You got to, rethink your strategy. You got to look at people who are surviving and how are they doing it. Okay. You probably need to change your mentors and then ask those who are standing, how are they, getting, the survival, tactics. So these are the things that people need to begin with. Like I said earlier, it's time to either innovate or you die.
Wow, let's not die then. Right. Thank you very much, Joshua, for being here today.
It's a pleasure.
It's been a very eye-opening conversation. We do wish Nigeria the best. I mean, we're all Nigerians and we only want the best for Nigeria. Hopefully this recession doesn't last too long.
We pray so.
And we'll come out of it as a stronger and better nation. Thank you very much for being here today.
It's a pleasure, my brother.
But like I always say, you can follow the conversation on Twitter at YNigerTV is the handle. The hashtag to follow is dropping minds. You can also visit the website YNiger.tv. And thanks to Ouch for this amazing suit. Remember, you've never seen people talk like this before. I'll see you next week.
What else?